Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Life and Romantic here on Turtle Rock. Romantic spawning as the blue human player at what I'll call the 4 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Life spawning as the red night elf under the name Curiosity. And it is going to be most likely a demon hunter. Wait, no, it's not going to be a demon hunter matchup as it is a very late Ultra of Elders. It will be an Archmage up against what I suspect to be some sort of tavern hero. What tavern hero, we still do not know. Completing this wall off here as the Archmage now makes his way out. We'll be able to clear out this 3-3-2-2 creep camp fairly quickly. So he's going to go after the higher level creep camp as opposed to trying to clear out these giant sea turtles and the hatchlings that are just at the front door. Meanwhile, Life opening up with a Dark Ranger instead of a Demon Hunter, and we'll see how that all plays out. And also whether or not Romantic will be able to get up a Arcane Tower in time. That's one of the big deals. If you can get up that Arcane Tower very, very quickly, that does change things very fast. And you're going to see Curiosity now focusing down these sea turtle hatchlings. The giant sea turtle is really going to get taken down very quickly. As you can see, the two lesser dark minions have already gotten 3 dark minions there. So that's exactly how you want to play this. You want to grow your army, and those additional dark minions really help out. Now the question is, do you just leave that black arrow on all the time? You are now draining yourself of mana fairly quickly, and even though yes, you will be able to take down more units faster, it does end up slowing you down just a bit. The Dark Ranger should be able to get to level 2 here in just a second. There you go, picking up a Ring of Protection +2, and now it looks like he will end up having about 4 dark minions when he tries to clear out this shop off over here. Meanwhile, Archmage is already looking to clear up the gargantuan sea turtles and perhaps set up an expansion. This is a very risky maneuver by Romantic, as you can see that the two players are going to find themselves pretty quickly right in front of each other. All right, Dark Ranger now making his way off to the north, maybe able to get off an easy kill off on that unit. One more shot should do it. Yes, and there it goes. Dark Minion now coming in, and there should be another one here. Oh, this is going to turn into an absolute nightmare in just a moment. However, the Archmage is already out on the field. All right, lesser Dark Minions now coming back over. Militia now being forced to retreat, and it looks like, wow, that one guy does end up getting taken down there, and more Dark Minions are still spawning. Dark Ranger now going after these guys off over here. Are they going to be able to get the kills off in time as we see a couple of detonations? Dark Ranger now being forced to pull back here. Meanwhile, there are a whole bunch of archers here. Are they revealed? No, they are not. But the skeletal maidens are really going after all of these peasants. Archmage is sitting at level 3 fairly comfortably. A number of dark minions are going to get taken down here as the Dark Ranger, very low on hit points, now being forced to retreat. Meanwhile, a whole number of archers now shadow meld across the map, trying to split themselves up so that they can actually get home. And that was actually a brilliant move and a brilliant play. Meanwhile, you can see that these peasants are just having a very hard day trying to make get themselves out of a bad spot, and it looks like they may be able to get out of there in just a second. No Life unable to finish off this low hit point peasant there, but who has the most supply? 35 over 36 compared to 35 over 40. Very, very close. It is going to come down to a transition now into Huntresses. Wow, so it's a Dark Ranger build into Huntresses, and I don't think that Romantic is ready for it. He does have water elementals to help, but now we see an army of wisps making their way forward. All right, in comes the detonation. There's one detonation. There's 2 detonations. Are we going to perhaps see a 3rd detonation? Yes, we are. And now the archers are just going after the units. The Huntress is getting in some easy shots, and the Dark Ranger going to get that kill there. A new minion now coming back out as the Dark Ranger does hit level 3. All right, are the Huntresses going to be going after those footmen? That is the big question there, as the archers should be able to focus down this Arcane Tower before the Arcane Tower gets up, and yes, it does go down. All right, low hit point footman now falling, and this is a crazy game by Life, placing down a lot of pressure early on. The Huntresses need to really just hold position and try to fight back here, and the main target and the main focus is always on that Dark Ranger, but it looks like some easy targets as those Huntresses are fairly fast. Dark Ranger now running back around the corner here as archers are now trying to shadow melt. It doesn't look like it's going to work, but these Dark Minions, 15 to 17 damage, very, very high damage indeed. Dark Ranger still trying to fight back here, not doing that great of a job, but it looks like one peasant down, 2 peasants down, a 3rd peasant getting taken down. There you go, and the Dark Ranger now getting very close to level 4. All right. Dark Ranger now coming back over, getting in some easy shots onto that Archmage. The minions are now just dealing so much damage. Are they still trying to get in front? And it looks like, yes, they are doing exactly that. And what is happening here? The Dark Ranger needs to perhaps finish off a couple of more footmen. There goes another footman, another unit now coming back out. That Dark Minion is still dealing so much damage, and another footman is going to turn into a Dark Minion here in just a second. There you go. All right, Water Elemental now trying to run for the hills. Meanwhile, back over here, there is one scout tower, not even a guard tower yet. And this base is going to end up falling before it gets started. Dark Ranger going to get to level 4 as the Archmage now turns around to try and fight back. Not going to be able to do so, though. As you can see, so much tier 1.5 units coming out from life. We are, believe, still at Tree of Life. Yes, we are. And that is exactly what we're looking at here. A very strong 1.5 tier push coming in from life against Romantic, and Romantic was not ready for this whatsoever. The Huntresses, the perfect transition after so many footmen were being trained. The Huntresses are just destroying all of those footmen in a matter of seconds. Are we going to perhaps see, yes, more units being teleported off to the other side? Archmage now falls down at level 3. Dark Ranger is still sitting at level 4 as the footmen are still giving chase here. Water Elementals turning around, hoping to finish off maybe a Huntress or two, but it looks like, well, one Huntress at most. Come on, turn around and finish off that Water Elemental. Come on. 44 hit points and rising as the Dark Ranger now being forced to retreat all the way back home. All right, let's go ahead and do a little bit more of a chase here. Is the Water Elemental still chasing? Yes, the Water Elemental decides against it, decides against the better of it to go back and not give any extra experience. Meanwhile, Dark Ranger has a Moonwell or two to drink from, and then is going to be able to come back pretty much near full hit points. So many peasants have been taken down. Huntresses not getting countered at all as the Archmage. Dark Ranger now in a little bit of trouble. Coming back around. All right, Dark Ranger going to get in an easy shot on another skeletal minion. There it goes down. Or on another footman, and now a skeletal or Dark Minion coming out. And we are still looking at this very high pressure game. So far, the Archmage is just, well, I don't know what Romantic's saying, but this heavy pressure is just putting a lot of pressure here, and Romantic really, really unable to fight back against Life here. Life pretty much countering Romantic's build to the nose, knowing that perhaps he was going to try to go for an expansion, and the Mass Huntresses and now transitioning into Ancient Protectors. This is a very, very well thought out build, and it is interesting to see a strategy that is normally associated with human players being so highly executed by a Night Elf. Early tier 1 towers, tier 1.5, that Huntress so low on hit points perhaps should just get taken down and not even bothered here, as we are now looking at more and more units trying to fight back here. Footmen trying to go up against Huntresses. This is not a good fight for them whatsoever, as the Dark Ranger gonna get to level 5 here in just a moment. If he just gets one more kill, there he goes, level 5 on the Dark Ranger. We're gonna have greater minions here in just a second. And if you just focus down on the greater, or is it just a greater minion? No, it is still Dark Minions. No, there's the greater minion. 16 to 19 damage, 400 hit points. Pretty much better than a footman every way you look at it, except for the time, life, and the hit points. What's their armor? Armor is 0. Look, so, but more damage anyways. 16 to 19 damage compared to 12 to 13. That is very high damage, more damage than even the Huntresses, as one Ancient Protector does get completed. Romantic still in a bit of trouble here. Meanwhile, back at the expansion, it looks like the Dark Ranger just running laps around the building in order to keep units alive. It looks like this footman may end up getting taken down if it's not careful. Now, instead, going after some extra units again. All right, one Ancient Protector now being constructed. One Dark Minion right there. Greater Dark Minions gonna tear through all of these all of those poor peasants, and Romantic, I believe, will have to give the GG to Life, as Life taking this game with a very strong Huntress push and Dark Rangers. I can't imagine how the Archmage would really get back into this. Maybe a catastrophic mistake by Life in order to leave the game, or a disconnect. There's not much else that could really go down here. The Dark Ranger has been has been doing such a good job just constantly avoiding any sort of focus fire. Water Elemental is now coming through. You can see that the Huntresses, yes, the Water Elementals do counter them, but when you have that many Huntresses, it doesn't really matter. Dark Ranger, level 6 Dark Ranger at the 11-minute mark, and I believe that was a possession. All right, so the Dark Ranger was able to possess a target and get it to fight for him. That was a huge play. The Dark Ranger now still running around in circles, still has plenty of hit points and a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. If he can pull the Archmage any further away, that would be huge. And the Dark Ranger is just buying herself time. There's the Scroll of Town Portal. Archmage goes sighs at the sight and now knows that, wait a second, there's not much that can be done. There's that footman that was possessed earlier. Dark Ranger now back into the game. Gonna use a little bit more Moonwell juice. Yes, there he goes. Back up to 341 hit points and now ready to push inside the main. Archmage is sitting at level 5, but a level 5 Archmage against a level 6 Dark Ranger at the 12-minute mark. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Solo Dark Ranger, so effective. And I guess Romantic is saying that Lucifer perhaps came up with this first. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I think this is going to be the end here. Just far too many Huntresses to really deal with. Life sitting at 45 supply compared to 24. There is 3, count them, 3 Ancient Protectors with 3 more on the way. And that is pretty much going to be it. Hats off to Life for playing a strategy that I have not seen quite some time. And these Huntresses just ripping through the poor footmen. And that is how you take out a fast expanding human player, knowing that they're going to invest too much in tier 1. Just go to tier 1.5. That's all you need. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.